Have you ever wanted to start your own business and be your own boss? Well, my name is Hannah, and today I'm going to tell you about the steps of starting your own small business. First, we'll talk about creating the business plan and what that entails. Next step is financing and how you obtain the financing needed to start your own business. And then we'll talk about 4 legal structures the business can be. So a sole proprietorship, a partnership, corporation, or a limited liability company. And last, we will talk about the marketing plan. First is the creating of a business plan. The executive summary is going to be the first component of this. This will be a roadmap for initial investors and why they should help to finance your company. This will describe the nature of the business and how much financing will be needed in order to accomplish the goals you have set for the business. After you describe that, the company description will go into more detail about the business, the advantage that this business plan has over competitors, and the difference of your product compared to the existing businesses out there. So first is the financing. How much will you need? It will be stated in the business plan. So one way to obtain the needed financing is debt financing. This is the traditional borrowing of money. It can be obtained through friends or a family member, through a lending institution such as a bank, or through the Small Business Association. The differences would be a friend or family member has no interest, so it'll be a more inexpensive way to obtain the financing. But one of the drawbacks is if the payment is not repaid in a timely manner or the agreed upon manner, then there could be problems in the relationship of the friend or family member. Lending institution will charge interest, so it'll be a little more expensive route to go. Equity financing is another route. This is for an established business when they have more debt than they do equity in the business, so they will sell a portion of the business to investors, and they will take that money and put it back into the business and hope to make it a more successful business. There's pros and cons to each way, and each way of obtaining financing needs to be weighed so that it can be the smartest decision for the business. The legal structures, the first one is the sole proprietorship. This is the simplest structure, and it is owned by one person. So one of the advantages is it's very easy to start, has a low startup cost as no attorney is needed to draw up any paperwork, and the taxes are fairly simple as they can be combined with a personal tax return. Some disadvantages would be that there is no separation between the owner and the business entity, so any losses that are incurred by the business can be turned into a problem for the owner, as personal assets now become on the line for the debt incurred by the business. And this also is difficult to raise capital, as lenders do not want to loan to a sole proprietor. A partnership is the second type of legal structure. This consists of 2 or more partners. No formal written agreement is required, although it is recommended in case any problems arise in the future. The liability lies solely on the owners, so it's pretty similar to a sole proprietorship, and the owners share equally in any profits or losses. The next is a corporation. This type of business structure, the owners are legally separated from the entity, so the only liability the owners have is the initial investment that they made in the company. One of the disadvantages is double taxation. This is when a company earns a profit, they are taxed on the profit, and when the salary is paid to the owners are taxed on their personal level as well. One way to avoid this double taxation is by electing to become a S corporation. This gives tax benefits to the company, although there are restrictions, such as there has to be 100 or less shareholders, and they have to be a U.S. entity. The taxes for this type of business are also more complicated because they get the extra tax benefits. A limited liability company has an operating agreement that needs to be set forth. This explains the owner's responsibilities and how the business is ran. They can be set up in any way as long as it is detailed in the operating agreement. So it can mirror a corporation or it can mirror a sole proprietorship or partnership. And the articles of organization must be filed as well. This explains who the owners are, the physical location of the business, and how the managing will be taking place. Marketing is a great way to get the new business out there. After establishing a name, it needs to be told to the possible consumers who the business is, what it sells, and what the name is. This creates an image for the business so that future consumers will know this business and the products and what it stands for. Being sure to make an effective marketing plan is essential, as if the incorrect medium is used or it does not run long enough, the advertiser will not reach the target audience and will therefore be a waste of time and money. So ensuring that if a billboard or a TV commercial or a radio commercial is the best way to reach your target audience, and making sure that the ad is ran long enough to reach enough customers to create enough business to pay back your initial investors. So, after you decided that you wanted to start your own business, you need to establish how much financing is needed for the business and where you are going to obtain that from. And then you need to decide on the structure that will be best suited for the nature of the business that is being conducted. After that, you must register with the state so that you may be the only business with that particular name, so you can create an image and an identity for your business and create a following. You can do that by creating the marketing plan, which is very important to get a new business started and off the ground and in the right direction. After these 4 things are accomplished, you should be set up for a successful business.